Yo, 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 yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Jason Gooner. We're back in the studio, people, and it's time for another match. Watch along. And we're super excited because it's the Gunners, people. It's the Gunners. It's the Premier League. Yeah, we can't win this league anymore. We know. Mathematically, we can win it, but yeah, it's not happening. We're not winning the league, but we have next Tuesday the Champions League, and we don't have a game this weekend. So me personally, people, I want to see a strong Arsenal team. I know some people say, "Yo, wrap them in cotton wool," blah blah blah. Listen, man, more Saka get some chance, finish them. More Martinelli a run again, keep him form the same. Yeah, man, we're not play this weekend, so we're gonna look at the lineups, watch the game together. Yes, people. First thing you have to do, we're on YouTube, so you see on the crawl on the screen, like, share, and subscribe. That is the key to success. You don't know if you want to support Jason Guna, what he's doing, sitting down, giving you his time, putting this on camera, on video. Yes, the best way you can support people, just like, share, and subscribe. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do so a few ways. One way is to hit the join button. Hit the join button, become a member of the channel. Have a first subscription to Jason Guna TV, helping out. Yes, it's every little thing can add up, so you don't know. If you want to support the channel, please do consider hitting the join button. Also, when you're dropping your comments today, people, you can use the super chat feature as well. So those are some ways you can, help out the whole situation, the whole structure, Jason Guna TV, as we try to grow into the future. All right, people. So big up. We got all that stuff out of the way. So let's get down to the business now, people. The business, and that is football. They don't know how our things stay. All right. So let's take a look at the confirmed lineups for the match today, people. Big up Red Skull in the building. Big up BBK Sports. You don't know. All right. So this is the starting lineup, people. So we wanted strength in the team. And we're seeing it, people. So we have the starting back four and goalkeeper, basically, that we have currently. Of course, Gabriel Magalhaes out for the season. Kivior has stepped into his position and has done well. Have to give him his credit. He has done well. Hopefully, he can just continue that till the end of the season. Looks like he can do it, but he'll have to keep that consistency. So let's see. It's been quite a few games in a row now. I think he has played really well. So hopefully that continues. David Ryan goal has kept his form throughout the season. Tim Bartat has grown as the season has gone on, become more and more influential in the team. Good to see him getting a start as well. As I said, people, no game this weekend. We don't play again until Tuesday. Saliba, Kivior, Miles Lewis Skelly, the new boss in town at left back, seeing a lot of social media coverage this week, saying he's the Ashley Cole regen, don't know how people feel about that, but he's playing really well, people, and you have to be honest about it. Thomas Partey returns after getting a rest on the weekend. Declan Rice back into midfield, and Martin Odegaard, the captain, as well. Seems like if he's fit, he's going to play. Even though after the first leg in Madrid, he did get the rest from the start. That was the first time in a while he'd seen him get a rest. Then up front, we have Leandro Trossard after scoring a brace against Ipswich on the weekend. He's back to lead the line. Raheem Sterling gets a chance at the right wing. So no Waneri, no Saka from the start. Interesting choice there. Raheem Sterling getting the start today against Crystal Palace. And Gabriel Martinelli has been on form of late. So not surprised to see him continue on that left-hand side today. So let's look at the bench real quick before we go to Crystal Palace. Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko have both been getting some sub appearances of late. We have the youngsters, Henry Francis and Jimmy Gowa. And we have Bukayo Saka, Nathan Butler-Oyedeji, who got his first game time in the Premier League last week, or this weekend gone, against Ipswich. And then Ethan Waneri and Ismail Kabia as well on the bench today. So, interestingly there, no Mikel Merino at all in the squad. So we'll have to definitely try to see if there's any kind of mention of him during the coverage. Maybe people have heard something, but I didn't hear of any issues to Merino. So that will be an interesting one to see what the comments are on him. Again, we don't play until Tuesday. So hopefully if it's just like an illness or something, you'd have gotten over that by then. But no Mikel Merino in the squad today. Then for Crystal Palace now, we have a starting lineup of Dean Henderson, Chris Richards on a red card, so he's out. Jefferson Lerma, usually a central midfielder, steps into play on the back three today with Maxon Lacroix and Mark Gahey. Then we have Munoz and Mitchell as the wing backs in midfield, Devaney and the talented youngster Adam Wharton. Then in the attacking midfield positions, you have Daishi Kamada and Ebe Eze. No Ismail Assar from the start, which is surprising. He has been playing a lot of minutes of late. But, remember, Crystal Palace do have the FA Cup semi-final in, 3 days' time on Saturday. So they definitely would be thinking about that as well. Eddie Nketiah gets a rare start today in the Crystal Palace team. And they have a strong bench, Sarr and Mateta there. Mateus Franca has looked decent off the bench of late. And Will Hughes typically been starting this season. Think that is definitely a benching with one eye on Saturday. I think all three of those you can put down to the FA Cup on Saturday when you're talking about Mateta, Sarr, and Hughes. So yeah, that is the lineups for both teams and the benches. So yeah, we have about 23 minutes from kickoff, so you can start to drop your score predictions now. Yeah, I think Arsenal should take this one. I think that the fact that they do have the FA Cup semi-final in a couple of days' time is going to not be something in their favor today. And I think because Arsenal have a much longer break until their first leg against PSG, where they will be playing at home as well, so they don't really have to travel. I think all those signs would lead me to think that the Gunners will have enough to get over the line today. I want to say we keep a clean sheet today. Yeah, I'm going to go with a clean sheet for Arsenal today, honestly. As I said, I think Eze will be dangerous. We'll probably create one or two problems, but I just think right now the confidence Arsenal are showing, we'll be able to get the job done today. We have a strong midfield. I think that's going to be the difference in the game. Our midfield should dominate. So that's where I'm looking for us to really drive home the advantage. And I think Trossard is very sharp right now. So, he's going to get chances. They will fall to him, and he's pretty clinical right now in this vein of form he's in. So, yeah, I'll go with I don't think it's as much as last week. I'll go 2-0 to Arsenal today. 2-0 to Arsenal today. Yes, people. A nice, calm 2-0 victory. I would love for that to happen, yes. Right now, if you look at the table in the Premier League, Arsenal only 5 points clear of Manchester City, and they have won the same amount of games as us. So that's something that I saw somebody put out a little meme about that today, and I was kind of sad because, this is supposed to be the worst City season of forever, and we're on the same wins as them. So is Forest and Newcastle as well, to be fair. But clearly Arsenal a lot less losses than those teams, and we have turned those losses into points. So that's made the difference in the points table. But right now, there's 5 points clear. For win tonight, we'll go 8 points clear of City, with 4 to play, which is a little bit more, healthy of a lead, I would say, obviously. 10 points behind Liverpool, so we will need a minor miracle at this point. But, they say until the points are not there to be won and played for, you can't give up. So 2-0 to the Arsenal, 10 points behind, with Liverpool to play on the weekend. So Liverpool should take care of business. Wow, go on, yes, sir. All right, let's check in with the chat and see what I go on. Bless up gigs. We max it, shared it, doing garbage, so I'm in and out. All the best for the Gunners, LOL. Well, we'll take the all the best. We know it's not really that genuine, but we'll take it. Thank you for the well wishes, and big up. And make sure you get that garbage done. Wife will not be happy. Red Skull said 2-0 to the Gunners. All right, Red Skull, we're on the same page, reading from the same book. Wharton is holding midfield general. Yes, I remember you always talking about Adam Wharton. Looks like Zubimendi is the next heir apparent in the midfield for us though. So yeah, I don't know if we'll be seeing Adam Wharton done in the red of the Gunners. Sticking with my 3-1 Arsenal. All right, big up BBK Sports. Bless up all pre-Wagwan. Open a win and not lose to give us the league. Yeah, that would be sad because I'm going to beat Tottenham. So, you know. But basically, no matter what happened today, if we beat Tottenham, it's done. So, yeah, we're not going to win the league Sunday anyway, or Saturday, whichever day we're going to play. Bless up, Chili Wagwan. Can't see you, bro. You're scarce. Bless up, Float. Big up, 2-1 Gunners Float say. All right, best documentary say above earth, my brother. Wagwan. Yeah, we there to do a little live watch along. You know, football I play. Want to talk about some football. So let's start out the screen a little bit because there's no need to. I'm not gonna have no play-by-play running. I'm probably gonna do people is just have the graphic for the game, so they can go and see what the score is and thing. And of course, I'll update the score in the stream as well. But yeah, go and drop on the score predictions. Let me know if I have any questions about anything. Players, teams, you know. I feel like today, Raheem Sterling get a chance. You know, the last time Sterling played, to be fair, you know, people, this game against Everton, I thought he was probably one of the best players in the first half of that game. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, he came off at halftime. Yeah, he came off at halftime and he brought on Martinelli and Saka in the game. But I thought Sterling was really good in that first half. Had the assist in the game as well. But yeah, I don't know. Like, do you guys think Sterling should have gotten more chances, especially with all the like attacking injuries? I mean, he has never even tried to see if he could play that false 9 role even. You know, some people would argue that he has been underused. You know, if you're gonna get him on loan and have him in the squad, then there's no point not giving him no game, which is basically what has happened this year. Yes, I don't know what people feel about that. Me personally, I kind of understand why he hasn't gotten that much game because, you know, he's kind of he flatters to deceive. You know, it's like you can see that he has talent and speed and everything, but he just never puts it together. Yeah, we want to do it ourselves. Yeah. Yeah, because if we lose today and we have 4 games league, yeah, basically if we lose today, we're gonna win the league. Because we are on 66 and we have 4-game leave after this, we can only get 12 points. So yeah, it's basically, yeah, we're gonna win if we lose today. If we draw today, then I mean we're not mathematically we're gonna lose, but we might as well say we lose, because we have to lose every game and win every game. And we'll finish on the same points, and then it's just a matter of if we can make up the goal difference. So we do a decent job last week, I win 4-0, but brother, the league done here, man. Think about to try to think about that, brother. The league is over. The league is over. Yeah, because we did the 30, now we're 34. If we win 6-0 today, that would be nice still. But a 2-0, may I say still. 2-0, clean sheet. Fantasy, we need the clean. Oh, you're busy? Yeah, man. There's always a time when things get busy, bro. So I'm over that. Yeah, man. Big up, Luca. Everything is good, bro. Everything is good, Luca. Hope all is well with you. The MK Dons. What the Dons been up to? $14 minutes, 15 minutes. Eddie and Nketiah back at the carpet. Arsenal good for let a old player come back and score, you know, man. This man have 1 goal, 1 assist in 24 appearances. Not the returns that he would have wanted. They just got Sterling, so they can say they got an attacker. Yeah, basically it was just for show. Big up Pastor Lansley. Yeah, man, big up Pastor Lansley every time. They just got Sterling so they can say they got an attacker. It looks that way. In summary, we are waiting for Liverpool to be confirmed. Basically. I mean, what is it? Match week. This is the 34. I'm calling this match week 34 game. So basically, I have said that the season was over from match week 30, maybe. Even though obviously mathematically it wasn't over, but I'll tell you the exact result where I was like, it's over. It's one bag of odds, man. Alright, 5-1. Yeah, this 1-0 to West Ham. That was it. When that happened, I said it's over. I swear. Even though we had plenty more games could have played, but then we draw with Man U and draw with Forest. That just confirm it. But from them time there, may I say, oh, this league done, you know. But yeah. West Ham. That game was a horrible game. But yeah, Palace today, PSG Tuesday, people. Season comes down to that, you know. Season comes down to the Champions League. And I don't think we can do anything but win it at this point in terms of like it feeling like a true success, you know. Because yeah, we beat Real Madrid, which sounds great. And they have a great attack, but the balance of that team is so off right now. So, you know, historically, when you look back at Real Madrid teams, that won't be one that is remembered, you know what I mean? But we did beat them, you know, which people thought we weren't going to do anyway. So, but I feel like at this point now, like because we haven't done anything in the league or challenged, like made a real serious challenge for the league, not winning the Champions League, it's still going to feel like disappointment, even though we reached the semis. And I would even say, like, people are going to be. They think people would still call for Arteta ahead if we don't get through the semifinal. Because I think that noise have kind of quieted since him get past Madrid, you know. But not winning a trophy again, if we don't win the Champions League, do you think it will, you know, do you think people start to make that noise again of Arteta out? I wonder. Donkey of the week. Bless up, Sean. Oh, God. It's always West Ham, bro. Jeez, peace. Every team have a side like that, man. Who is Man City team like that? Who is Manchester City team where I say, why this team always give you problems? Might have to start call it Forest now. See the Real Madrid team that beat City though. Man United, Villa. But Villa a good team. Actually, Tottenham always a good enough problems, you know. Even though that's different. EFL Cup probably lone kids did that play, and you know. Why? Hot chili. Remember this time of the season? Yo, look at L. Someone? 4-0 from Tottenham. Wow. The season was not good for y'all, man. But still there. Third spot. Where's Palace? 44. Yeah, so Palace can't really reach where they want to reach. Best them can do is 59 points, and them side they're not go there. Plus them going to lose today. So best them can do is 56 points, which is not enough. But Palace just must have to play out them FA Cup because they really can't move in the league. Can't get relegated, can't get to Europe. So Is there a way that 8th spot could go into Europe though? Because Chelsea right now, that's the Europa League. But if Chelsea win the conference, then them go to Europa League as the conference league winners, and the 8th spot would get, no, the 7th spot would go Europa, and the 8th spot will go conference. Oh, so maybe Palace could have come 8th and get a spot if Chelsea win the conference league. All right, interesting. Yeah, bro, that was the worst. That was the worst. Okay, so JD say Palace a Man City bogey team. Yeah, Palace. Yeah, I could see that. Always a draw, and then at their place, usually you might, well, not usually, but sometimes you lose every now and again. Who needs trophies? Man's got to. When the man did say that about Charity Shield, I was so upset. So I actually agree with the JD, but him add Spurs to it too. Ballpree says Spurs and Palace. All right, what about you now, Ballpree? Liverpool. Who is Liverpool bogey team? And anybody can answer this, even if you're not a fan. I would say for Liverpool, the bogey team, is it Palace too? Because don't Palace always give Liverpool problems too. I know this year Forest alone beat them. And who beat them the other day? Who beat them the other day? Aston Villa? No. Fulham. But Liverpool this year, you're not going to see many else. Unless it's, cup and, not in the league at least. Forest get a draw and a win this year against Liverpool. Fulham get a draw and a win too. Wow. So it's like a them two team there alone. I said WWW. Arsenal get a draw. So at Anfield now, if we get a win. If a Liverpool bogey team, you have to leave this season. But I feel like Liverpool also have issues with Palace. See there? Last season. Yeah, man. I know, man. So Palace are all the big side them bogey team. And can't beat nobody else. Everton and Man U, really. Okay. Yeah, Man U and Liverpool is true. Even when Man U have some, but Man U is the same way with us. Like even when them sides supposedly not playing good or not that good, them always give you a good game. Palace ever give you trouble as well. Yeah, we know about Palace and Liverpool, man. We know say them usually give them problems. Arsenal bogey team right now are West Ham, Bournemouth give you problems too, to be honest. So yeah, there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them still. Beat Fulham where they, but I feel like Fulham usually give you a tough game too. Brentford. Too much side man name, that's the problem. Alright, people. So these are the starting lineups once again. In goal, David Raya, backline for Arsenal, pretty much the starting backline right now. Lewis Kelly, Kivior, Saliba, Timber, midfield, Thomas Partey, who of course won't be available for the first leg on Tuesday, so he will get a full 90 more than likely today. Declan Rice in midfield with Odegaard as well, so that's probably the strongest midfield we can field right now. Then up front, the big news probably from the starting lineup, no Saka from the start tonight. Did get a tough tackle on the Achilles in the last game. So maybe just trying to, keep him a bit in some comfort, not force him to run out from the beginning. Pretty sure we'll see him in the second half, but Raheem Sterling actually is the big surprise as well, because usually when Saka hasn't played, it's been Waneri on that side. But today, the coach has gone for Raheem Sterling on the right. So we'll see if it's actually like this, Martinelli on the left, Sterling on the right, or if it's a little tweak. And I think Trossard will be playing that central forward false nine role today. For the Crystal Palace side now, of course, this team, big matchup for them on Saturday when they will play in the FA Cup. They'll be facing Aston Villa. So one more day rest for Aston Villa. With that in mind, a few key people not in the lineup from the start. Of course, Chris Richards couldn't be there. He's suspended due to red card last game. So Lerma comes in on the back line with Lacroix and Gehi, of course, Henderson in goal. Then we have the wing backs who normally start playing, Munoz and Tyreek Mitchell. But in midfield, no Will Hughes today. They're going with Justin Devin, the youngster, and then they have Adam Wharton there as well. No Sarr in the attacking midfield, no Mateta up front from the start. They're replaced by Nketiah and Kamada, and of course Eze usually would be starting. He starts as well today at the Emirates. So those are the starting lineups. The teams are on the pitch shaking hands. So we are ready to get going, people. This should be a cracker. I think. So Merino is not even on the bench, people. So I actually let me do a quick search on Twitter or something and see what I go on, or X. Because there was no news in the press about Merino having any kind of issues. In fact, he's not listed anywhere as a like he doesn't have any listing underneath the team sheet about being out or anything like that. So I don't know what's really going on as far as that is concerned. Let me see. And actually, I just realized as well that Ben White is not on the bench either. So both of them out, but not listed on the injured list. So that's an interesting one. Bless up RR, what go on? Manu is like that with every good team. That is true. The 4-0 Spurs was where it all started. I didn't see that. Big up Conrad, what go on? There, you know. Like a live watch along in idea. Okay. All right, so I'm going to find something. So Mikel Arteta and Merino and White's absences. This is 4 minutes ago. They couldn't be involved. If not, they would have been. Unfortunately, after the game, we had some issues and they are not fit. All right, so there's something new to add to the plot now for Tuesday. We're already without Partey in midfield. And the thinking was that Merino would just slot into midfield to cover for Partey. But now we're hearing that White and Merino are absences tonight because of not being fit. Wow. So clearly he was asked before the match started, you know, in the pre-match, what's going on with those two. And that's what the answer was. So that's a big miss for me today. I think Merino has been a key to what we've been doing of late. Very, very intelligent player, to be honest. Just understands space. He's Spanish, so it looks like it does. When you're Spanish, you just understand how space works. Even the third goal he scored against Real Madrid was a clinic in terms of movement in the box before you're gonna finish a chance. Because where he was standing initially, he was never gonna get that football, and he just found the perfect space to get into. And yeah, it was brilliant. All right, people. It looks like, as usual, the streaming life holding me back. I'm about 30 seconds behind, so we're not gonna really have that showing then. You have the scoreline under me, and we'll watch the game that way, people. Remember, smash up the like button. The game has kicked off. Timber to Saliba in his box, getting pressed. Crystal Palace pressing high. Try to clear it, cut out by Mitchell. Now into midfield. Here's Wharton. Wharton wide to Gahey to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to go infield. Rice controls easily. Partey. Kivior now has Skelly to release. Skelly being pressured just goes back to Kivior. And Arsenal tried to get acquainted with the football. Here's Saliba now. Partey drops back into the back line. Over to Kivior. Arsenal forming that back three. Timber staying more in line with the centre-back. Skelly venturing into midfield. So it pretty much becomes like a 3-2-2-2-3, basically. And at any given time, that 2 in midfield could be a flat 4, could be just one pivot with 2 more advanced players. I mean, it's a lot of fluidity in the midfield for Arsenal. But Palace doing a good job of not letting us just play the ball around, pressing high. Martinelli did well to earn a free kick over by the wing after Kivior went long. But Palace not content to just let Arsenal pick them apart. A good press early in the game. Let's see how long they sustain that. The danger there was when they pressed, the release was to Martinelli long. I don't think Lerma will want too many foot races with him today. So as I said, let's see if they keep up this tactic of pressing. But it's a free kick for Arsenal over on that left side. About midway through the half. It's whipped in by Odegaard. Header by Kivior. What a finish from Jakob Kivior. There's no card. The Crystal Palace team is gesturing to the wing, but I don't see one. Of course, it will be checked. So we're going to celebrate as we do in VAR times. We kind of relax first. But it looked like it was good. And that's really good for my draft team because I have Kivior in both of them. If this goal does stand, let's see. Kivior looks like he's going to be played onside by Munoz, and it was just a brilliantly directed header. A lot of times those crosses from so far out don't have the requisite power, so you can generate power, but the spin on the ball, coupled with the fact that he met it at the peak of his jump, I think aided everything in that finishing, and in the end, you wouldn't want to place it any better than that if he went and threw it in the ball with his hand. And it was just a brilliant header. Marking suspect there is one of those where if he's not offside, there's really no one contesting him, which is surprising. And I think that tactic of Arsenal putting all their players to the far post worked in their favor there. There was only one player that really released all the way to the near post, and it was Kivior, and he was really unbothered for that finish. So early, 1-0 lead to the Gunners, but a dangerous free kick from pretty much a similar side, well, a little closer to the goal, but on that right wing for Crystal Palace. It looks like Wharton is over this one. He'll whip this one in an in-swinger with his left. So Arsenal will have to be alert here. This could be a quick response if they don't defend this properly. Rice at the near post looking to clear that first ball. It's whipped in by Wharton. One in the air by Kivior again. Here's Timber now, being marked closely. He falls down, no call. Kamada tries to go wide, but good play from Partey, but he can only put it out for a corner. Crystal Palace, very energetic in the start, really, just pressing Arsenal. You know, very stark contrast to what we saw from Ipswich last week, who I thought just gave us way too much time to get into the rhythm of the game. Just content with sitting back. Palace clearly not with those tactics today. Well cleared by Rice. Here's Mitchell. Just clips one to the back post. He's free over there. Is Munoz across the box. And it's right to Raya. Raya looking to spring a counter attack now. Here is Martinelli, but it's too... Oh, it's a good throw. Martinelli has Sterling with him. Can he find him? No, he's going to face up Mitchell. He goes straight down the wing. Mitchell with very good defending. And Martinelli ran out of real estate and energy in the end. If he got to that ball, he should have found a way to square that ball or get it across to Sterling. Play that square pass. Let's see it again. And Munoz was onside. Luckily, he could not target his pass back across, but here's the replay. And yeah, that first touch from Martinelli with his head down, I don't think he really noticed the angle to play Sterling in. In the end, there was good defending by Mitchell. Here's Palace now on the ball for the first time, really playing some passes. Here's Kamada over to Gehi now to Mitchell. Mitchell goes back central to Kamada, who's dropped deeper into the play, trying to get on the ball and dictate. And it actually does look like Devaney is playing the more advanced role today. On the graphic, it was showing Kamada, in one of the attacking midfield roles, but he's actually playing beside Wharton. And Devaney, who is a more attacking midfield type player, is playing that role where Sarr normally plays. And that's a poor pass from Odegaard. I don't think he saw Devaney in the way. And that's clipped through, flicked up in the air. It's going to fall to Nketiah. Nketiah closely marked. He drops it out to Munoz. Munoz has time. Whips it in. Good cross. And Eze could only flick it onto the back post. Here's Gehi. He turns well on Trossard. Gets back up as well. Crosses it. Hands behind his back. And this falls to the feet. Ooh, and that goes just inches wide of the far post. Kamada had a deflected shot there. It was some pinball in the box, and Arsenal could not clear their lines. Here's the sequence again. Eze couldn't get his flick on target. This is poor defending from Trossard. He tries to cheat and go around the side. Gay was looking for a foul, blocked by Timber. Sterling can't clear, and then Kamada's deflected effort just trickles past the far post. That should have been 1-1, honestly. Arsenal getting lucky there. Could have been 1-1, I should say. Maybe not should have, but could have easily been 1-1. People, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Jason Gooner TV bringing you EPL Watch Along action today. Arsenal, Crystal Palace. Arsenal up 1-0. Good cross, and Raya came out and was nowhere near it, and that was Nketiah's time to score at the Emirates against his former club. Could not get his header on target, really couldn't sort his body shape out. He was kind of facing his own goal, and the header was wide in the end. But Raya was definitely, I don't know what he was doing there going for that ball. Poor. Partey. Back to Saliba. Saliba. Over to Timber. Skelly really trying to find the football here. He's on the right side of Partey even now. And now he gets it. He's being pressed. Drops it back to Timber. Timber into Skelly. Skelly turns well in midfield and he's fouled. Skelly has a tendency to take some chances in that midfield area when he receives the ball, but I'd say about 9 times out of 10, whatever he's trying to execute, he can pull it off, and he got fouled that time. Here's Partey. Sterling does well to get his body in front. Good ball to the far side, cut out, but Rice wins the seconds. Here's Martinelli. Oh, Rice tried to slip him in, and it was poor. And then Rice, with a snapshot, goes just wide. Odegaard attempting a madness pass there, but it almost worked out. And then that was poor from Rice, honestly, that attempted pass. And then the shot was poor in the end as well. So not the best sequence for Declan Rice there. Goal kick. Gehi to the far side. Munoz controls. Arsenal setting up their 4-4-2 press. Good chasing from Rice. That's what he does so well. Just gives the midfielders no time. This is played through to Sterling. Gehi did well to anticipate and cut it out for a throw to Arsenal. Gehi was the talk of a lot of teams going into this summer, last summer's transfer window. I wonder if, any of that talk has cooled based on his performances this year. I don't know. We did see where, he was playing in the Euros last summer. Haven't seen him feature under Tuchel. I think he might have been injured going into that last window as well. But I don't think he's been as good this season as he was last. Still think there's a quality player there. But I wonder if Crystal Palace missed a chance to really cash in last year if they had just sold him then. But we'll see how the summer pans out for him. I think he would have had a big enough body of work to where team's still gonna be seeking his signature, you know. Respect BBK. People are gonna think it's still nil all. One love to the Gunners, you know. Jakob Kivior with a header from a set piece. Sterling. Trossard. Partey. Ooh, that would have been beautiful, but well cut out. Trossard should win this one, but can't. Mitchell closed down well by Sterling. Here's Partey on the ball. Drops it back to Saliba. Saliba to Kivior. Kivior has options wide. Rice goes back to Partey. Partey. Odegaard. Odegaard looking to pick the lock. Just goes wide to Rice. Rice looking to drive forward. No, drops it off to Martinelli. Martinelli to Odegaard. Odegaard. Poor pass. This goes out into touch for a throw into Crystal Palace. Why are we using such a strong team? Well, Nitro, I think because we're playing 6 days. I mean, we don't have a game this weekend. We'll play again Tuesday. I mean, look, the man them can play, bro. And you can't go into the game thinking, all right, nobody can get injured. I mean, you have to play. You have to get your reps. You have to stay sharp, you know. I understand benching Saka because he had an issue going into the game. But everybody else who is fine enough to play, I don't see the issue going with a strong team. At the end of the day, I mean, it's unlikely, but the teams that are like right there in 5th, 6th, and all them place there, I mean, they're right there. If we start just say, oh, we're not going to play no Premier League at all and just play any team and, you know, risk losing games and things like that, then you look up and you say, damn, if we lose this game today on a side win 2 side pass, we're in a 4th, and before you know it, we're a 5th and 6th, and so I don't know. I think you have to. I think it's more important to make sure you stay in shot. Oh no, and Ketia is through. Oh my gosh, what is going on, man? And Ketia took the shot. It looked like he was crossing it or taking a shot. So let's see the run. And that's Lewis Kelly, you know, man. Lewis Kelly is behind these 2 center backs. And then luckily we deal with it in the end, but Nketiah, not sure what Kivior was doing, but that little touch from Kivior probably caused it to, you know, us to be able to defend that. But that was too easy there. One ball over the top, and Lewis Kelly was behind his 2 center backs trying to play the offside, and he was onside. So if they had scored from that good pressing from Martinelli, he's on the ball now. Lerma closes him down, and he goes through his salad, but Lerma does well to fight back. And it's going to be a throw into Crystal Palace. But that was good pressing from Martinelli. It was a cross-field pass from Guehi that stayed in the air a bit too long. And Martinelli was able to take it out the air. And good pressing again from Trossard, causing the goal kick. So Crystal Palace look like they're not here to just take this game lightly going into the FA Cup match. They are playing a high-intensity style, pressing us, not really allowing us to just have possession. But Arsenal doing a good job of neutralizing them right now, not really able to, apart from that last ball over the top, which I think was just a breakdown in communication among the back line. You know, we just need to make sure we're switched on there with those over-the-top balls, because Arsenal, similar to Crystal Palace, is pushing the team high up the field and not letting Palace play. So the spaces are in behind, but, you know, that last one would have been clearly offside if Skelly was, you know, paying more attention to his back line. That's poor from Partey. Devaney does well to just hustle that ball, but Arsenal back in possession now, and Partey does well to release it wide to Timber with lots of space. He drives forward into that space, goes inside to Trossard. Trossard does well to keep the possession, looking for a pass, flips it out to the wing to Skelly, and that's too high for him. Tried a mad control. But Trossard every now and again will just do a madness, and that pass was a madness. Munoz drops it back. Lerma back to his keeper. Gehi inside his box. Plays it wide now to Mitchell. Crystal Palace doing a good job of stretching the field here while they try to build out. Gehi goes direct now. Well taken on the chest from Nketiah. And Saliba tried to run Saliba, but the strength and speed on display there, Saliba controls it to Raya. Raya finds Partey now, turns in midfield. Skelly back inside to Partey. Partey looking to go forward, but has to just lay it off to Saliba. Saliba has Timber and Kivior, takes Kivior option. And there it is again, the back three. This time Skelly stays wide in the build-up, but he's pushed up. Now he ventures a little more central. So they always have that release in the middle channel of this area and the wide area. And they use that to their advantage as they push the team up the field. And now all 10 outfield players for Arsenal in Palace's half. And they have that solid back three set up. And now here's some interchange again. Odegaard comes back into the back three to build and try to pick the lock from deep. He goes diagonal long, taking on the chest. That was dangerous from Munoz, but he clears in the end. Here's Sterling now. Mitchell putting on pressure. Does well to reach around and get to that ball. Here's Eze. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell goes central. Wharton. Wharton pressed by Rice, but a brilliant ball. Now Devaney on the ball looking for a pass. Has Mitchell wide. Timber is there. Mitchell thought about the early cross, but goes inside to Kamada. Kamada back to Gehi. And now all 10 players from Palace in Arsenal's half. So quickly it changes. And Arsenal for the first time now just in a mid-block. Just keeping things in front of them. Shifting the team. Eze. Looking for an opening. Switches the play but cut out by Martinelli, but only as far as Lerma. Finds Munoz now. Munoz. Inside to Wharton. Wharton back to Lacroix. Gehi. Good pass to Kamada. Kamada breaks the line now. Timber, can he win that ball? He can't. And that's whipped in too close to the keeper from Mitchell. Poor in the end, to be honest. And that's a good rollout from Raya. Rice decides to just cool it off a bit. Rice plays it back to Saliba. Rice didn't like the numbers looking forward, so just decided against the quick counter. And now we take turns. Arsenal looks like they're going to possess and move into Palace's half. And Palace falls into their mid-block. And Arsenal won't mind if this is the nature of the game. Both teams just having extended spells on the ball. And, limit the transition opportunities in the game. Here's Lewis Skelly being pressed. He's pretty good at dealing with that. And he's back on the ball again. Back to Saliba. This time Trossard is the safety valve wide, opening up the spaces central. So it could be Odegaard dropping out there. Trossard. Now over the top looking for Trossard. What a first touch in the box, being pressed by two. And just strength got him out that time. Just leaned on him and he couldn't really deal with it. Munoz. What a good ball from Munoz. And this is what Arsenal is trying to avoid today. Skelly can't get there. And that's well won by Saliba in the box. And then a good ball from Martinelli as well. But I don't think Arsenal really want to get into a trap meet. Good mazy dribble from Rice. Gets it back from Partey. And now goes wide to Sterling. And this is where you need to do something now, Raheem. Take him on. Yes, man. Run him. Yes, man. And what was that for the cross though, brother? Whip your foot round that now, man. Sure. Did you watch the best player? Yes, I did watch the game. I was hoping I could get through the whole week without you mentioning it, but Melky is something different, bro. Because she set it well. It's not she played the pass for the first goal, but the second goal and that spell of play, brother, we hit the post. The girl makes some save, we dash chance, we miss header. And then one little time when you get the ball and do anything, or Leon get the ball. Because I shouldn't say Uno. It's not your team. I just know it's your baller. But brother, too much speed, man. Because Fox are the only person Missy can look like she want to keep up with her. And Missy her just run past she. I was like, it's over. Oh, they got another assist with all the second assist too, hockey assists, and English Clowns been ripping on the God so much. What do they watch? I guess they don't watch. For real. Yeah, I think I don't know if you saw it though, Mas, but like when he came back from his injury, he was looking real skinny, bro. Like his face was sucking, you know. And I don't know what's going on with him, but him face don't look the same anymore. So I think him kind of getting back him strength now. Yeah, man, gonna score in like the 3rd minute or 2nd minute. Kivior from a set piece. Odegaard playing a pass to him. Sterling loses the ball, but Arsenal will regain possession. Bless up, Chorus. Wagwan. Yes, people. So 22 odd minutes gone. 1-0 to the Gunners. Kivior, Odegaard dropping deep. Timber. Saliba. Palace looking to put us under a bit more pressure, but Arsenal doing well to recognize that and just create a few more options for the player on the ball. Well done by Trossard, taking it out of the air. Here's Sterling, cutting inside, finds Trossard, back to Sterling. Now over to Rice. Rice on his right foot. Ooh, that couldn't have been far off. Henderson was scrambling that time. He had one snapshot earlier, which was poor. This one looked much better. First touch. Oh, that's not far off, you know. And I don't know if Henderson is getting there. Yeah, I think Henderson is beaten. He dives, but yeah. Yeah, it was a good game. And I was actually surprised that we had so much of the game. I thought we would be like more on the counter, but in the first half, I thought they played better, Leon. But the second half, man, we were dominant at times. I was like really surprised by that. But the coach of Leon just know like, hey, we can soak up this pressure. We have a good goalkeeper. Even though Renard wasn't playing, the Canadian girl was a beast. Giles, she was a beast. And the left back, so talented. But yeah, when they got that sucker punch 2-1, man, it hurt, man, because Arsenal probably looking at that saying, yo, if we played better than them and still lost the game. Like, honestly. So I'm sure they're demoralized a bit, but the good thing is they can watch that game back and see the things that they did well and try to just do them again, because they did some things well and Leon basically were resigned to defending for a lot of the time. Respect, Chorus. We give thanks for the like, bro, and the view. Respect. Party. And as I said, Palace, getting tired of Arsenal just having so much time, but Arsenal doing a good job of recognizing when they turn up the press and just adding 2 more options to the player on the ball, just dropping deeper to make up the numbers to the press. But here's a good turnover for Crystal Palace. Nketiah can't get around Saliba that time, and it's cleared. Good ball into space. Rice being pressed by 3 players, can't release Trossard. And now Eze looking for that through pass, but well blocked off by Arsenal. Eze now will just keep possession. Gay. Lacroix goes wide now to Munoz. Colombian finds Devaney. Devaney back to Kamara. Wharton now in the center circle looking for a pass. Arsenal just dropping into their 4-4-2 shape of out of possession. That's clipped over to the far side. Martinelli does well to get over there to block the cross. But now it's an overlapping run, underlapping run, and blocked by Rice. And now Arsenal will have to defend the corner. Hey, one thing about Declan Rice, him run all game. But you see from the first 15 minutes, whenever them show him when the ball go out, him look like him boss. I swear. But then watch, you see how anybody watching the game, you see how Rice just look a while ago like him well tired, right? Now watch if we win, if Raya catch this ball, who going to be the first man you see sprint forward. This guy not normal, bro. Man said them call him the horse. I just low and running. He's at the near post here. Arsenal trying to be focused. That's well found at the top of the box. Oh my gosh. What a brilliant goal by Eze, man. Jeez. That was a madness. The man them set up a set piece where they are wait for the cross, and the man them just clip it to Eze at the top of the box, and the man just clot it. He never even catch it like perfectly, but it just bounced right off the inside of the post. Raya couldn't save that. That was a brilliant goal. Brilliant goal. And if you're going to concede a goal, make it be something like that. And I mean, can you really cuss Arsenal for not like having anybody out there? I don't really think so, because that's just a brilliant strike. I mean, what are you going to do? Eze has quality and he just showed it there. That was clean. I'm not bad mind people. That was a brilliant goal. Wharton just stand it up perfect to the top of the box. I guess if hindsight, you look back and when they see the video, they will probably say, somebody should be screening that area so the pass isn't that easy to him. You don't have to stand up on him and mark him, but at least be close enough to when that ball is clipped over, you can run out and clear it with your head or whatever. At least be there to put him under pressure when him go for take the strike. So 2 set pieces, and we are at 1 apiece at the Emirates. For whatever reason, at the Emirates, we haven't been getting clean sheets, It's away from home, we get the clean sheet, I don't know why that is. But, yeah, that's been like a trend lately. It's been a while since we concede more than 1. That's a good thing. But, yeah, it's at 1 apiece, people. I guess the one thing I can say about Arsenal since we took the lead, we haven't. You can kind of tell in a way that both teams have some big games to play coming up. Like just evidenced by passes like that. Odegaard had one of those earlier. Skelly just now kind of put that pass to nobody and it went out of play. And I feel like, Palace as well, but they are killing us with this formation. The wing backs are getting more and more space, but they're just not executing the play. Look at Rice now. Jeez, why you play it like that? Yo, Arsenal a joke out this thing. Partey had all the space in the world a while ago, and the man played the poorest pass. And Nketiah are going to score this. Oh, what a block by Kivior, man. Yo, that should have been a goal. And Nketiah did everything right still. Him control the ball. It looked like he was going to turn and shoot with him right foot, but him fake and go back to the left. And Kivior had to basically guess and stretch out his feet, and somehow he blocked it. It went out for a corner. But yeah, Nketiah will score them type of goal. A little scramble goal in at the 6-yard box. Good for them there. And he struck it well as well. I think Raya would have been beaten, but it hits the heel of Kivior and goes over. It could have easily been 2-1 right there. Raya punches right to Eze. Eze tried to place it, but he got too much air on it. Could see the intention, but he didn't pull it off quite correctly. So all of a sudden, Arsenal having to scramble in front of their own goal. It really started with that shot that went off Saliba and went just wide of the post. I think that gave Palace some more confidence. And even though Arsenal have pretty much been in possession a lot, what a turn from Skelly. Leaves two people in his own half. Now he's running into their half. Finds Trossard now. Trossard turns on the ball, spins like a gig a few times. Still on the ball. Let go the ball to someone, please. Thank you. Skelly. Martinelli. Closed down, but goes back to Skelly now. Miles. Wanting more movement in front of him. So he goes back. Here's Partey on the ball. Trossard made a run over the top, but not given. Saliba with time in the center circle looking for a pass. Partey. Timber. Back to Saliba. Saliba over to Kivior. Kivior will have to go back to Raya now. Raya to Partey. Partey turns, looking for a forward pass. Can't get it. Goes to Saliba. So Palace looks like they're trying to make sure that that first pass from this back line isn't to Odegaard. You can tell that Kamada especially is paying close attention to the angle to get him the ball. And this is where Odegaard has been able to get the ball. He has to drift all the way wide. Well cut out by Guehi. Now Sterling back to Timber. Timber on the ball. Goes to Partey. It's a little loose with the pass, but good recovery. Here's Trossard now. Trossard to Odegaard. Back to Saliba. Saliba to Partey. Partey goes wide to Trossard. Not a bad idea from Trossard, but that would have had to been a perfect pass. Good pressing from Arsenal though, but it'll be a throw to Crystal Palace right in front of their bench. Bless up, coach Wagwan. They are doing a little watch along today, you know. Arsenal playing conservative. Yeah. I think both teams in a way doing that, to be honest. I don't think Crystal Palace going all out either. Their game is Saturday. We don't play till at least next week. I mean, we just don't have nothing on this right side. I mean, Sterling not doing anything. It's going to be a goal kick to Crystal Palace, I think. That ricochet came back off a Rice. Where's the Arsenal go window? Yeah. This performance looking draw-ish. But, I mean, you know, I was going to say we're going to bring on Saka at some point. That should make it a little bit better for sure. But they have, Sarr and Mateta to come on too. So they're also going to get better. Well, at least give you a score because I can't get a clean sheet out of him today. So much for Raya clean sheet though. My score prediction is done. Can't be 2-0. Crystal Palace on the ball. Diagonal play towards Munoz. Well one in the air by Skelly. Rice back to Miles. Miles all the way back to Raya now. Over to Saliba. Saliba comes forward with it. Goes wide. Timber down the line. This is the only place Odegaard has been able to collect the ball. When he comes all the way to this right side, we need to try to find a way to get him the ball a little more central. But Odegaard just motioned to Trossard, telling him to get closer to him. Timber could have given him the ball in that half space a while ago. He would have turned and had some space to drive. And Trossard now comes into that wide role. Yes. Good feet there from Trossard. Drops it back to Timber. Saliba. Kivior. Miles back to Kivior. Saliba. Going forward now. Over to Partey. Partey is fouled by Nketiah. Arsenal play short. Yeah, man, that goal is bad. Skelly with his not a driving run, but can't find a pass at the end of it. Kivior just can get his foot on that, and luckily, ricochets over to Timber. Timber goes quickly now to Trossard. A little bit of space. Chops Eze. Eze caught him quite high up on the leg that time. From what I saw. Yeah, it's above his knee. It's not a good one. Knee to knee there. I was not familiar with your game, Trossard. You have had some brilliant chops this season. Probably had one of the best I've seen in a long time. Man made the man do a split. I don't remember who that did reach, but boy, that was hilarious. Yeah, we're not getting anything from either wing today so far. Rice cleared. Here's Miles. Back over to Rice. Saliba. Jakob Kivior staying up front. And I think now the coach has told him to get himself back. See him sprinting back out there, and now he's the safety. Release down that left side. Play it to him now. Arsenal, Red Skull used the right word, conservative. We're not trying to play enough penetrative passes for me. And that's good pressing from Munoz. And he almost is able to cause a mistake. But in the end, good shielding from Kivior. Oh, good footwork as well. Can't win this ball though. And that's well played by Palace. But they give it away. Oh, ref! Sterling got taken out by Gahey there. Trossard will have to cover for Sterling on this left side, and he does. And I think they're going to put it out for Sterling. Eze is like, that's my virgin. So I'll put it out. But really, that was just a case of one player wanting the ball more. Sterling, like, half-heartedly put a foot. And I think that's probably what would have injured him, you know. He needs to go with he needs to anticipate the strength of that challenge a lot more. He's up and walking, but doing so with a little discomfort. That's one of them ones where both teams can't really do much in the league. So they just kick the ball out without the referee even stopping the game. Wouldn't have seen this in a relegation battle or a title challenge game. Raya does well to just make sure that goes out. Goal kick to Arsenal. Taken to Saliba. About 4 minutes left in the first half, plus injury time. Stoppage time. Shouldn't be too much. Maybe just the standard minute. Saliba. Partey. Poor pass. Space wasn't there for it. He still tried it. Crystal Palace all the way back. Trying to just pass their way out, which they do lovely. Munoz wide. Arsenal couldn't win that initial press, so they dropped back. But here comes Odegaard now initiating another one. Flicked on and won easily by Arsenal. Partey in midfield can turn, looking for a pass. Finds Trossard. Trossard under pressure. Does well. Goes back to Partey. Partey again under pressure. Goes wide to Timber. Timber now driving into the space. Beats Eze easily. Good ball into this box. Oh, what a turn from Trossard. And that's what he's been up to in the box. I told you about that. I told you about how sharp he's looking in the box, people. Didn't I say that when the game was starting? He's a streaky player. And it looks like he might be finding his best form at the best time. As we didn't see him feature much in the last series against Real Madrid. But I think that will change big time in this next series against PSG. There's no way Trossard and this type of sharpness in the box doesn't get called upon in these two games. So that's 2-1 to the Gunners. Brilliant finish from Trossard. Continues to make my pickup of him in the fantasy leagues that I play one of the most shrewd piece of business that I could have done. But the first initial play there to just get it onto his left foot, and then that's why you just need to get off your shot. Even if you're under duress, people stretching, just put it towards the target. It's redirected in an area where Henderson has no chance. And Arsenal take the lead 2-1. Arteta celebrating, but a bit muted today. Not running up and down the touchline. And the trademark binocular celebration for his kid. 2-1, Trossard, assist to Timber. Good ball to feet. Instead of just whipping in that cross to an area, just pass it along the ground to feet, and he's onside his Trossard. Can Arsenal get a third? Ooh, if he could have directed that pass to Sterling better, it could have been a third. He just put it a little too close to the defenders. Was mindful not to put it too close to the keeper, but I think he overdid it there. Had the space for Sterling to run into, and he almost played it too directly to him. Should have played it in front of him. And Gahey in the end can clear for a corner. So Red Skull said 4-1. Jeez, that he did say in the beginning, I don't believe you. What he did say? A 2-0 say, man. Stop it. But what me tell you? All right, so you say your assessment based on what you've seen today now. A 4-1 this are done. All right, boss. But I would like to have a 2-goal lead. Come and know. Oh, Trossard, what was that? Ola pile rice. Jeez. And a good ball took Nketiah as well. But look at the Arsenal numbers back, man. That's one thing Arsenal do a lot better these days, man. The transition defending. One time that used to kill me. Partey just play a brilliant 1-2 with Mitchell. And now he's in the box free. Kamada, well closed down. Good shot from Gahey, but Kivior blocks it. Okay, 4-1 now. Yeah, man, we're pre. But my overs were going. Eze on the ball. Wharton on the ball now. Lacroix. Wide. Mitchell. Yeah. Why Kivior play well, man. Since Kivior start playing, play a bad game yet? Man, make one, Red Skull. Are you make Kivior play so good? Because you tell me before the Madrid game, them say, him a go be with downfall, And the man play excellent in every game so far. The man make one mistake. The first play we have to make against Madrid, he made the ball go on them foot. And since that point, the man hasn't put a foot wrong. I'll score a goal. I even blocked the Nketiah goal from score today. He just blocked the gay shot there. He buck out, he make about 3-4 clearance already. He do him thing, man. Jesus. Oh, thank the Lord you blocked that party. Right. Oh, good ball. Martinelli, is he onside? Yo, what you trying there, Martinelli? That was a shot? Bro, what was that, Gabriel? What were you trying? Yo, what the man was just trying a while ago. Can somebody explain to me what Martinelli was trying to do on that play? So foul by Rice, and it's going to be a yellow as well. I'm wondering, in the semifinals of the Champions League, do they squeeze off the yellow cards? I think they do, you know. Because I know Rice need one more yellow for miss a game in a Champions League thing, you know. So I wonder if him squeeze it off. Do you get your yellow cards erased before the semi? Is the question. Or if you get one in the first half, if you get one in the first, okay, no yellow card, all right, yeah, that's the thought. I thought if you reach semi, you're good. Because them, I think them don't want a situation where you get yellow in the semi and you can't play the final like back in the day. Them might try to eliminate that foolishness. Yo, why Lerma push the man for? Okay, 0 card. That is good. That is good. So, people, it is halftime. Arsenal with an up and down half, I would say. You know, the game kind of played at you know, if it's out of 100, the game played at like a 60, you know, 55, 60 type of level. Neither team really trying to, you know, drive home anything. You know, it's just like both teams want to get through the game type of thing. But it is 2-1 to the Gunners. Goals from Kivior and Trossard. Either side of a goal from Eze from a corner. Brilliant routine, top of the box, side volley, right off the post. Brilliant technique and execution. So 2-1 to the Gunners. Let's just take a quick look at the stats in the first half. Arsenal, of course, with more possession. But as you see there, the more influential of the possession in the first half would have to go to Crystal Palace with a 1.13. Big chances falling to Nketiah amongst others. Arsenal, with their 2 goals, only at 0.22. So that's something that you have not seen from Arsenal a lot this year. You know, very clinical for the amount of chances they get. Today, we've only had 1 big chance, but we have 2 goals. It's been rare this season to see things like that. I think in the Champions League, it's been that way. But in the league, it has not been that way. It's been the other way around. We'll get a bag of chances and only score 1 or something like that. Crystal Palace have 4 more shots than Arsenal. Even though they have conceded 2 goals, they have more saves in the game. Henderson with 1 save. Raya has not made a save today. They have 4 corners to 1 for Arsenal. We have more pass attempted, of course. They have more tackles. We have the yellow card to Rice that you just saw at the end of the half. Then shots on target, though, even though they have 4 more shots, we have actually gotten 2 more on target. This is the attack patterns of the game. No Saka. So Arsenal really a lot more narrow today, I would say, in their approach play. They are getting a bit of joy on this right-hand side and this left-hand side in the middle third. I think attacking-wise, in the final third, that's where it's really and truly breaking down. Not enough from Martinelli or Sterling on this wing, on either wing, really. Trossard has been way more influential when he goes wide and kind of links play. he's been in the game a lot more than the two wingers. So the one big chance that they missed. I believe they're counting that one to Nketiah when he turned in the box. They have more touches in the area, though. That's something I always want to look at in terms of where teams are having possession of the ball. Then final third entries, Arsenal barely up in that one, 28-20. So, pretty even game in terms of the entries and also the shots and stuff. They have gone long a lot more times. They are way more comfortable beating our press that way, and it's successful. So why stop? Usually they're playing diagonals where they have a good numbers advantage to Mitchell or Munoz, and they're able to collect those passes. So they're at 52% for those. They have 10 crosses, we have 5, but we have completed the same amount. Then when you look at the duels, that's where Crystal Palace, I think, is winning the game in terms of just, staying in the game and just not being drowned out by our possession. You can see they're leading all of the duel metrics right now. And they have more tackles. Recoveries, Arsenal have a few more. Clearances, we have 4 more. And we also have been giving them things, as we have 2 errors leading to shots. One by Raya at the end of that first half there. That could have really gone poorly, but Partey did well to block the shot on target after the giveaway. So that's the stats right there for the first half. As you can see, Crystal Palace, the bulk of their possession in their own half and the start of the middle third. And they're pretty even whether they go to the right or the left, with the left getting a little more joy of now. But Munoz and Mitchell definitely that out ball to the flanks on those diagonals. As Arsenal is really difficult, as they have shown in the past months, or actually the past couple of years, they're difficult to play through the middle. But if you can get space on the wing, switch play quickly, you can get them out, because they do tend to condense the pitch with their press. So that out ball is always the diagonal to the other side. And with that wing back system, they always have a player there to collect that, whether it's Munoz or Mitchell. So that's something to look for if you're a team that don't know how to play Arsenal and you just want a style. I think the 3-back-5 wing back system that can easily be a 5 out of possession is a good way to play Arsenal. I think you've seen Brentford employ that a lot when we face them, and they have been successful. So yeah, this should be a decent second half. As I said, both teams, I think, in second gear. Maybe there's a spell of time in the second half where both teams kind of go for it to make sure they win the game. But I wouldn't put my money on it, because, as I said, both of them definitely have one eye to their next game. But I do expect to see Sarr and Mateta at some point in the second half. Maybe it's a case where it's a Sarr for Eze, so he's not killing off either of those players. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. And then on the Arsenal side of things, I do expect to see Nwaneri and Bukayo Saka at some point in the second half as well. Sterling, for me, not influential enough. Martinelli's quiet too, but I could see him getting a little more time than Sterling in the second half. It's just a case now where is it a straight at halftime swap for Sterling, or does the coach give him another 10 to 15 minutes before doing the sub, Rice, to me, I know I've just mentioned that he always looks like he's tired and then runs. He might actually be tired today. You could see after he gave up that yellow card, his mouth wide open and everything. And I wonder as well, if Merino was fit, I feel like this might have been a day when Rice actually didn't start, but he couldn't. So that is actually what's something that you might see Zinchenko coming on right away at this halftime for Rice. But he might just talk to Declan and say, hey, Dec, can you give me another 15, 20 before I do that, So let's see. But if there's a sub at halftime, I would expect it more than likely, unless there's an injury, to be Saka for Sterling on this right-hand side. And, what Arteta would probably try to do is to make sure that we basically kill off the game in the first 15 minutes of the second half. And then maybe we can, bring on the Cabias and the Butler Oyedejis of the world. And, definitely, maybe take off Timber and try some way to kind of rest anybody who can get a rest. So Skelly, bring on Tierney for him. Bring on Zinchenko for Rice. Partey can play out the whole game because him can't play Tuesday. At some point you would like to get Martin out. So maybe today, instead of playing one area on the right, you play him in Martin's role, you play Saka on the right. And then you can bring on Butler, Oyedeji, and Kabia. I think that's 5 subs. And that way, you maximize it. So Rice off, Odegaard off, and the 2 wide players off. And then the 5th player that would come off would be Miles. We don't really have anybody to bring on for Timber today because I think Jack is a midfielder, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Jack play midfield. Yeah. The Irishman. All right, people. Let me just go and sort out something real quick in the crib. And I'll be right back. Hopefully, I can get back before the second half starts. But stay tuned, people. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Yeah, Gooner is a good player. Need more chances for them. I think he would balance the team better too. Instead of starting Rodrigo every time. Give him a game. A little more balance can help out in midfield, make the numbers there. Madrid 1-0, man, them want to beat Barca. See if it Sterling has been crap. It has to be said. Me rather play the kids. Probably celebrate, have me laughing. Alright, I'll be right back, people. Yo, we're back, people. We're back. Sorry about that. I had to go and run and take care of something real quick. But we're back. The second half is underway. We're about a minute in. Looks like it's unchanged in the second half. So my coaching did not turn out to be true today. Saka's still on the bench. And the teams are unchanged. Palace on the ball on the halfway line. Arsenal trying to press, and they do well to win it into the space to Sterling. He has one to beat. Gahey deciding to look for help. Chips it back out to Timber. Timber thought about playing it to Partey, but decided to just cool it off to the midfield. And now wide to Skelly. Skelly will drive forward with the ball. And he is fouled from behind by Devaney. Good, intelligent play from Skelly. And he gets a yellow card as well. That's a bit harsh. Skelly really good at doing that, just putting his body in between the ball and the defender. And he draws another foul. And that's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. A little bit closer to the goal than the free kick goal that was scored early in the game, but it will be Odegaard again with a curl away from the goalkeeper to try to entice the Arsenal attackers to run onto it. And of course, they're bunched up at the far post. They'll run in, set up their places, and then attack the space. And this one's too deep, but it's poorly played by the defenders. The goalkeeper is down, and the ref has to stop play. The ref has to stop play. It's going to be cleared. And I don't think an Arsenal player would have done that to him. I believe that would have been one of his own. And this is not good news for Palace if he's seriously injured. Henderson has been nothing short of a revelation for them this season, I think. His form has been really good. They have been shipping in a lot of goals lately, like the last couple of games, but that's been somewhat of an anomaly. For large chunks of the season, he's been outstanding. Fought his way right back into the England setup as well. And it was a collision with him and Nketiah back trying to defend that set piece. It was Nketiah in the end who blocked it from going in the goal too. And also made the tackle on Trossard and then cleared by Lacroix. And this is not good news for Crystal Palace. He's rubbing his shoulder. Looks to have a decent range of motion though, so maybe it's just a scare. But I'm sure they will not want to take any chances with the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday. And let's see. Looks like he'll be able to work through this one. He's able to move his left arm pretty freely. Matt Turner would be the player waiting to take his place, and I'm sure the USA fans wouldn't want to see any injury to Henderson, but they wouldn't mind Turner getting a chance to play in the FA Cup semi-final either, and to close out the season playing games. But it looks like Henderson will be okay. Still flexing out that shoulder, but I know he knows what's on Saturday as well, so he'll want to push through this. I will just have to watch and see if he has any lingering effects of that last play. Bless up, Chris. What go on, bro? They are watching the game, you know. Because football is what we love to watch. So we're there. Hope all is well with you and your family, bro. Here's Saliba now. Chris, just make sure you turn on the notification them for tomorrow, you know. I do a show tomorrow. Talk about some Jamaican football. A lot of players to talk about. I know our style people. We're going to scour the globe and try to see which players we need to be looking at and talking about, and trying to keep track of players as well. Coming up to the end of the season for a lot of the players in Europe. So we just want to do a a check back, we have a large sample size of the season now, so we can try to revisit some players from the past, the present, and the future, and just see where we truly stand in certain areas. So all my Jamaican fans, look out for a reasoning time tomorrow where we'll have a big discuss, and that doesn't look good for Timber. Looks like he just slipped, but his ankle looked to roll a bit there, but he looks to be fine, running freely. Odegaard trying to be more influential, getting on the ball, changing the play now to Skelly, back to Odegaard again. Arteta is directing it back to Odegaard. Now to Saliba, and we reset. Here's Trossard. He's found some joy peeling out to that right-hand side just to get involved. Partey does well to beat pressure with his dribble, now breaks the line. This is Odegaard. Good ball into Trossard, but that's strength again. And that's really the issue when Trossard plays through the middle. I mean, if a defender can lean on him when he's approaching that first touch, he's never going to have the strength to hold up against that. But because he's so technical in tight spaces, whenever he has that yard of space, he can utilize that to his advantage. Here's Trossard. Odegaard, poor again. Jeez, man. I don't know what has happened to Odegaard's attacking play. This whole season's been off. Too many times it breaks down at his foot. Munoz. Arsenal can really thank this FA Cup appearance for Palace, because I'm so glad we don't have to deal with Eze with Sarr throughout this game. His pace would have really caused problems, man. And Deveni is technical and, good future, good prospect, but he's no Sarr. He just don't have the pace. And Eddie is the type of striker, you can't really cuss him for his endeavor. He tries, he moves around, keeps moving into channels and spaces, and he work hard, but I always just worried about his overall quality. I was actually shocked when he got called into the England squad when he did. That's well played by Timber there. Timber has a way to look like you beat him, but it's almost like he wanted you to take that touch so he could win the ball. Because he acted like he didn't think he was going to cut back on him there, but you could tell he knew exactly what he was doing. He just waited for the cutback so he could turn around and poke it away. He's an intelligent player for sure. I think that explains why, even though he's not the tallest player, he pretty much was a centre-back his whole career. I mean, yeah, sometimes he would be in a 3 system, so it's a little different, but I mean, usually if you're that short and you can still play centre-back, you're probably super intelligent and you read the game very well. And from watching him close up now for this season, because I don't really miss Arsenal games, so I see all of them. But from watching him close up for such a long time, you really see I get the appreciation for his IQ as a defender and as a player overall. And that's good defending from Arsenal. Timber did well to block the passing channel, and Nketiah just had to keep dribbling, and in the end, just didn't ever make a move. And that just goes back to what I was just talking about with the quality. Sometimes I think he's just lacking a little bit in that cutting edge. Here's Trossard now, wide right again, where he's, as I said, he's had most of his joy on this side. Anytime he ventures central and has to have any physical battle, it's a struggle. Even the goal he scored from central was, he kind of was in the half space. He wasn't really around. He wasn't battling anyone when he controlled that ball. So he's just going to have to be tricky in his movement to make sure that he's not shoulder to shoulder with people, because they're going to body him off that ball. Here's Saliba now. Odegaard dropping deep again. Goes back to Saliba. Love how Arsenal interchange on that right side. So Odegaard drops into the space Timber occupies. So Timber is now pushed up into a attacking area just to make sure we're not making it easy for Palace to mark everyone. And they just simply interchange. And what that does is just get Odegaard on the ball to see the picture ahead of him with a little more time and space. Odegaard, poor pass, but Munoz tried to play it forward in cutting it out, but plays it right back to Kivior, and the cycle continues. Arsenal attack, Crystal Palace defend. And I say the word attack just because of the territory, but not necessarily that we're attacking their goal so much, because we are just passing it around right now. Timber, Partey, being pressed, does well to calm play down. Gay just throws Sterling out of the way, no call. Gay overlapping. Here's Eze looking for a pass. Arsenal doing well to just block all the channels for any through pass. Makes his way to Munoz now, but that thrust of the attack has gone and Arsenal is back into shape. Extra man is out wide. It's Mitchell. Close down. He goes back inside to Gehi. Gehi now will play a diagonal to the right. And that's what I was talking about. This system, they'll always have that spear ball to the diagonal if they want it. But Arsenal had good coverage over there, so just being recycled again to the back. Now here's Lerma. Good run from Kamada, but he decides to go wide to Mitchell, who's wide open over there. Whipped into the far post. Raya does well to get a hand to it. And then good pressing from Lerma, but it's only a goal kick to Arsenal. And Raya is sprinting as if we're down 3-1. Don't know why he's doing this. Relax, man. So Raya almost got caught under the flight of that one, but did well to get his left hand to it and get it away from danger. Saliba. Timber. Back to Saliba. To Partey. Kivior with time. Inside to Saliba. Saliba has more time now. Partey being pressed and does well. Just acted like he didn't see him for a second there, then spun off. And now Martinelli can go into the final third with the ball. Overlap from Skelly. He goes to the far post. And that's touched by Sterling, I believe. And they say Sterling didn't get a touch on it, so it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Big up Pristine. Where I go, my friend? Big up, big up, big up. Is this game the pick of the week? No. So this game don't count for that. What I'm going to do is there's only 8 Premier League games this weekend. And we'll just do the 2 FA Cup games as the other 2. So we'll still have 10 games to pick, but we're going to do a bonus with 2 FA Cup games. So this game and the Aston Villa Man City game wasn't really in any predictions. And as expected, 15 minutes in, here comes Bukayo Saka onto the pitch for Raheem Sterling. 6 goals, 10 assists in his 20 appearances in the Premier League this season. So they don't want Bukayo to go take the corner? Why not? Odegaard punched out and a good flick from Eze, and right away, and Rice, the horse, runs back and wins that one. He was trying to find Eze with that pass, but it was too much on it. Couldn't control it. Yeah, Pristine. So we're still there Friday night. I'm going to preview the 8 Premier League game them and the 2 FA Cup games, and we'll pick all 10. So look out Friday night for the just turn on the bell, make sure you say you're there when we go live. But Friday night we're gonna do a show for sure. And sometime tomorrow during the day, we're gonna do a reasoning time as well. I try to get it done earlier in the day if possible. I don't know if JD I do a show a morning, but If he does a show in the morning, then it will probably be soon after that. Or afternoon for him. Ball, no. Cut out easily. Well done, Partey. Well done, Rice. So Wharton tried twice to play a pass. It's blocked out by, and it's a good ball to Trossard. Overlap from Martinelli. Poor pass from Trossard. I can't win the ball back. And now Crystal Palace looks like they want to do a counter, but Arsenal doing a good enough job of just blocking those passes out. Blocked again. Wharton tried 3 times to beat the line with a pass, and 3 times we have cut it out. This time they get it through to Devaney in the center circle, being pressed now. Eze going back towards his own goal, but released to Gehi, who has some space, tries to play 1-2, cut out, and a well done by Partey. Well done by Partey, controlling it twice. And over the top to Saka, he's free, but that ball will fly too far towards the touchline, out for a throw. And here comes 2 players that would have started, I think, if the FA Cup semi-final was not on Saturday. Will Hughes and Sarr. I think 2 other starters will come off. I already saw Wharton's number come up, and I wouldn't be surprised if Eze is the other player to come off as well, and it is Eze. Getting a replay of his goal was beautiful. I said earlier that he didn't quite catch it cleanly, but that's a lie. He just struck it into the ground, and the placement on it was ridiculous. Off the inside of the post and in. I don't think any keeper in the world is saving that one. And 2 starters on and 2 starters off. So Wharton and Eze off. I think they will both start on Saturday in the FA Cup semi-final. I think these players who came on for them will also start in the FA Cup semi-final. That's Ismail Assar and Will Hughes. So let's see how this changes things. You know, Eze, the more technical of the 2, but Sarr is the pace merchant. So will that pace in behind start to cause some problems? We'll find out in just a second here. Henderson on the ball, looks to have recovered just fine from his collision in the box. That's good news for Palace fans for the weekend. And already we see Sarr stretching his legs, but good reading of the game from Saliba to cover. And that's dangerous from Raya, but he really trusts Partey, as you should, because he's very secure. But that was a risky pass there from Raya. But without risk, you can't have reward. Saka is going to put the nail in the coffin for Arsenal. I would love that to happen, Patrick Cameron. And I think you could be correct. I believe he will get a chance before this game is over. And he might just put it away. Timber. Saliba. Goes back to Raya in goal. Well, I say in goal loosely. And Raya again with a wrong decision. It was bad execution as well, but I think it was also the wrong decision. He had Partey an easier pass. He decided to play the diagonal to Timber and he overhit it. Andre Berta in the crowd. Many people think Partey is playing for a contract extension at this point, and that was an easy chance to Devaney. And luckily it hit his shoulder and it's tipped over by Raya. And Raya is apologizing, probably because his loose pass put the team under pressure already with Sarr stretching that back line. Gets on the wrong side of Partey, and Devaney again, he'll want that back. That's an easy header approaching the penalty spot. And he just hits his shoulder. He doesn't get clean contact on it. That should have been a better. And that's a brilliant save from Raya. That was Gehi at the near post. Free header. Put it on target as well. But Raya did well to react and push it out, and then it was cleared. You see the replay. Yeah, not that much purchase on the header. Maybe that's why he was able to keep it out. But a good redirection from that angle. He was in front of that near post, and he was able to redirect it towards the near post, and a quick hand from Raya to keep it out. But this is similar to when they scored in the first half. Arsenal, they came close to scoring a few times, and then that next time they went forward, they scored a goal. And here they come for the 3rd time now. And this is Munoz. Can he keep it in? He can. He barely does. He drops it back now to Lerma. Lerma can whip one in. He does whip it into the good first touch from Nketiah, but a good second touch there. And this time, and that's a poor pass from Trossard given away. Now here come Palace again. Here's Sarr looking to shoot. Can't. Clips it to the back post. Bicycle attempt. And now it's on Mitchell's left foot. Don't let him shoot. Good closing down. He's playing for a corner now. And he does win that corner as well. Corner to Crystal Palace. And Nketiah tried the extravagant there. Almost kicked off Saliba's face. And honestly, it was Saliba who kind of took him out of the air, to be honest. I don't know if VAR will look at this. No, play not being stopped. So I guess it's all clear. But this is dangerous now from Arsenal. Far post, deep, flip back in. And somehow that ball doesn't go on inside the goal. I don't know how that ball don't score. Munoz did well to put it back across the box. Sarr's heads in hand. Let's see the replay again. It was deep to the back post. Munoz. Raya couldn't get a hand on it, and I think it just goes through clear from Munoz's header. It should have been if they score that goal, I think it's going to be called off. One of the Crystal Palace players basically moved Raya's hand with his hand. So I think once they scrutinized that goal, if it did go in, it wouldn't have been disallowed. But again, the warning signs are there. We're about 23 minutes until the end of this game before stoppages. And Arsenal need to get it together. It's been too long of a spell of pressure here from Palace. Arsenal trying to just ease the tempo again, in possession in their own half. Saliba and Kivior just exchanging passes. But fourth time in a row now. Here's Kivior. Tries to go over the top, and that's played by Lerma. Don't think he needed to, but he did. And then Munoz goes long. Well won by Kivior, but can only find Hughes. And now this is over the top. Is he onside? He is. Now he's not onside. Referee puts his flag up. Eddie would have been in there. Was getting support from Sarr in the middle. I think this would have been chalked off. I believe it was Lerma in there, or it was Nketiah in there. Basically moved Raya's hand away from being able to punch or catch it. And I'm pretty sure if that goal was looked at, if it did go in, Nketiah would have been called for a foul. It was a bit too blatant, I think. And again, Odegaard drops deep to try to collect the ball. Kivior thought about going long, but goes back to Raya. Raya does the simple option this time. And here's Odegaard all the way on the back line receiving. He goes to Partey. Palace doing a good job of at least making Arsenal think about how they're going to break this pressure, but Arsenal do well now and release Skelly. 2v2 over here. Skelly, good ball into the box, and Rice could have blocked the 3-1 there. Hit Rice in the back. Here's Timber. Timber finds Trossard. Trossard, I think this is the first time Saka is going to touch the ball since he's been on. Flipped over the top. And that's brilliant from Timber. Does it count? It does not count. I think he's called for offside, but of course, they will be checking this. Could be Timber's second assist if it is good. But let's see on the replay. It's semi-automated now, so we should see pretty quickly here. And I think he's going to be onside, you know. So unless they call that for a goal kick. Unless they call that for a goal kick, he was onside. And I don't think that ball is all the way out. And it's tapped in by Martinelli. So let's see if this goal will count, you know, people, because that ball he wasn't offside, for sure. We know he wasn't offside. We could see that on the replay. So I don't know if they can go back and say that based on Henderson's face, I think the referee is explaining that if he's onside, it's going to be a goal. And I think Henderson is saying, well, I didn't try to catch or get that ball because it looked like it was out of play. And I think that's one of those ones where if it's that close, there's no need for the ref to put his flag up because they can always argue that they stopped playing. Arteta telling his defense and midfield, we can't be open, we have to stay compact, which I agree with right now, coach. I think they've done a decent job of that for most of the game. Been some little spells where it's gotten a bit stretched. I can't tell. How are they going to tell from that? Can you see where the ball is? They're gonna call a goal kick for this. So it wasn't offside, but it's a goal kick. So I guess they have deemed that that ball did go over the line. That's tough. That's tough, you know. That's tough because that if they use that last camera angle I just saw, I don't know how they could definitively see that and say, yo, that went over. I don't that's crazy. Anyway, it's still 2-1. The Venny's in the box, but good pressing from Kivior. And now Munoz can't get the cross in. So this is good from Arsenal. Don't let them whip it in. Lerma going back down the wing now. And he whips it in. That's a good ball, you know. Far post. Floats a bit far, but Mitchell keeps it in. And they're saying it went out. He can't believe it. So it looks like Mateta will get the run out I expected. He's going to get about 15 minutes or so. I think Mateta and Esse will come on. So more than likely Nketiah and Deveni will come off. Kivior. Skelly tries to buy a foul but can't. And also another one. Ooh. Odegaard trying to find Saka there in the space. Good pressing from Kamada that time. But well done from Odegaard blocking that pass he was looking for. That's what Arsenal, I think, have done better this season overall. Like that first pass that they're trying to play to spring whatever counter they want or whatever transition they want, do a really good job of getting bodies in the way of those. It's good strength by Nketiah to hold off Saliba, but Saliba in the end just too strong. Timber. Trossard, I think he's done extremely well breaking away from that backline to find space here. Saka now. Saka inside to Odegaard. Odegaard dribbling in field, looking for a pass. Finds Kivior. Back to Odegaard. Odegaard to Partey. Partey goes to Saka now. Saka has one in front. It is Mitchell. Mitchell forces him back. Timber, Partey. Poor pass. Well played. And that's the first time they've been able to connect that first pass. And here they come, 3-on-3. Arsenal doing a good job getting back, but it's Sarr 1v1. Dangerous here. Has overlap. Whip to the back stick and an easy catch for Raya. Not enough purchase on that cross. Should have got more height on that one. And Raya says, calm down. Kivior in possession. Saliba. Timber. Don't expect any subs from those three players. Kivior, Saliba, or Timber. No backup for Timber today. Not much backup in midfield either, so don't see moving Partey to right back to end the game. Wouldn't be surprised if Skelly doesn't come off though for Tierney. And if Rice doesn't get a rest for Zinchenko at some point. Potentially one area for Odegaard as well. Good composure from Arsenal. That's not allowing Crystal Palace to speed them up at all. And that was a bit loose from Partey that time. So Palace in possession. Here's Sarr. Goes back to Mitchell. Mitchell all the way back now to Gehi. Gehi going back to Henderson. Henderson goes to Lacroix. Lacroix back to Henderson. Henderson goes short to Gehi. Gehi goes over the top. Well won by Partey. Heads it over to Timber. And Timber goes back to Saliba. Saliba into Odegaard. Odegaard being pressed but keeps his composure. Now finds Kivior. 12 minutes to go now. Saliba. Trossard. Back to Timber. Here's Saka. Back to Timber again. Saliba. Trossard. Partey. Almost losing it, but gets it back to Saliba. Kivior. Now over to Rice, and the game opens up. Here's Martinelli. Martinelli looking up, wants to cross. Plays it inside to Partey. Partey goes now to Timber. Timber to Saka. Saka. Only Mitchell in front. Goes to Odegaard. Odegaard on his left foot. Good block from Kamada. Odegaard looked like he might have even struck that one powerfully for once, but it was well blocked. Here's Odegaard dropping again to collect. People, please do smash up the likes. What a turn from Odegaard, man. Jeez. And now he finds Martinelli. What can he do with it? Only one in front. Does well to get by to the back post. Oh, that was the goal for Saka, man. What a save by Henderson. Jeez, Bukayo. Man, take away Bukayo goal star. Old-fashioned wing play. Just put your head down and run past him. Mitchell slightly caught ball watching, was on his heels. Saka reacted quicker. And that's a brilliant save, because it actually hits Mitchell on the way through to the keeper. So he has to adjust mid-air and change his line of sight, and he flicks it over the bar. So Mateta for Nketiah, Deveni off for Romain Esse. So those were the subs I saw getting ready. Figured those would be the two players off, and I was right there. So Nketiah off, Deveni off. On comes Jean-Philippe Mateta and Romain Esse, the youngster. So we've seen Eze today. Now we're seeing Esse. First time this guy got a game, I think he scored on his debut as well. But here's Declan Rice now. Going to take his patented in-swingers at this point. That's a good-looking ball to the far post. Ooh. And similar to with Munoz, Trossard had a free header on the back post, but instead decided to try to score at the near post, when maybe the more prudent thing to do would have been to just head it back across to Saliba or Kivi or any of the others in there. Partey can't win that one in the air. Here's Arteta just onto the pitch. And look at the strength from Skelly there. Arteta is not a small dude, and that's a poor giveaway from Martinelli. Well played into the box, and that's a poor shot from Sarr. Martinelli losing the ball there at the wrong area. Tried a little fancy skill on the flank. Ended up losing the ball to Munoz, who was quick to react. Well left by Mateta in the path of Sarr, who leaned back too much, puts it over the bar. Goal kick to Arsenal, they'll build out from the back. Here's Raya on the ball. Has Saliba right, Kivior left. Goes to Kivior left. Being pressed now. Back to Raya. Raya finds Saliba now, so they'll try the right side. Odegaard has been dropping deep throughout this game to just help build up. And he stayed back there now, basically in line with Partey. No, Saliba, what you doing, man? And that's a brilliant chip. Oh my gosh. How many times are we going to just give teams goals, man? How many times? How many times? And Mateta comes on and gets a goal, people. How many times have you seen it, man? A brilliant save by Palace, and then they score. But Arsenal in this build-up phase today have been looking like they want to give up a goal, and they've finally done so. And that's, 2 mistakes in the last 3 games now for Saliba, really. So Saliba is just exchanging passes with Odegaard. Kind of started with that pass, wasn't necessary, and I don't know why he doesn't just go back to Raya there. And for whatever reason, whenever Arsenal are building up, Raya always tends to be in like a left centre-back position. Like that's where I guess he's told to be in the build-up. But whenever we lose the ball, he's never in the damn goal. And that's just a brilliant finish. I mean, he could have maybe taken another touch and took a shot, but he knew the goalkeeper was out and he just chips it beautifully. No chance for Raya. He's praying that that ball goes over the bar and it doesn't. What a chip. That's just brilliant forward play. Exquisite finish. So there have been 2 brilliant goals by Palace today. I mean, even though we gave them the goal on that play, the execution of the finish, bro, is mad. So that's 2-2. Arsenal deciding that today it's going to be the giving day. What is Raya doing? Yo, he stands there every time we're building out, bro. He never is in the goal. But he's also not expecting Saliba to do that foolishness either. I mean, Raya was right there for the back pass. Just pass it back to Raya. Why are you going back to Odegaard there with the man right there on him? I mean, even the first pass to him was kind of stupid. Like, what was the point of giving him the ball just to get it back right there? You see the man right there behind him. So why are you passing it to him? Well, Palace is 1 goal away from Liverpool winning the league before kicking a ball this weekend. Here's Saka now being doubled up. Apart from that one chance that fell to him and he put on target that was tipped over brilliantly. Very, very quiet appearance today from Saka. Martinelli can't control that one, but somehow kept it in. Very surprised we haven't seen any more subs. I don't know why Wanir hasn't gotten a game today. And that was tried to be left by Odegaard, but good reading of play from Mitchell. Mitchell will go long. Good first touch from Sarr. Turns well off of Partey, and Partey pulled him back for sure. Might get a yellow card for that. So here comes Tierney on one area as soon as I said it. Typical Arteta here, reactionary to the goal conceded. And he's going to take off Odegaard, who just looked like he was more concerned with playing passes with his defense today. Not much attacking going on from Odegaard. And one area comes on in the role that we saw him play more earlier in the season when Odegaard was out. But when Saka went down, we saw him more in that right attacking area. But he'll be playing midfield today. And Tierney for Skelly, another one that we kind of predicted from earlier, but definitely thought these changes would have come a bit earlier than this. Maybe Arteta wanted to just keep it the same. If they were up 2-1 still, I don't know. And that's Kivior there with a mistake. But Saliba cleans up for him and clears. Good first touch from Trossard, and he's fouled recklessly by Lerma. Lerma is a dirty player. The Colombian don't ramp. I don't think Glasner was happy with the attempt to win the ball after the misplay from Kivior. It looked like they just kind of gave up that one. Always give big team problems. Yep. Mateta. Here's Tierney. By all accounts, out the door at the end of the season. And here's Arsenal again with some sloppy passing around the back. Putting ourselves under pressure. Back to Raya. Noticeably a little more central right now in his goal, but now he's way out. There he is again, taking up his left centre back space. So don't lose the ball, Saliba. Kivior. Tierney. Just nothing forward there to get to. Back to Tierney now. Over the top, easily cut out. That ball is not there to be played. Rice is completely tired as well. I don't know. And that's a salad from Munoz. Here's Esse. Clips it through the middle, and that's too straight. Raya will collect easily. Rolls it out to one area. One area can turn and look to drive forward now. Only one player in front of him, that's Saka. So he turns around and drops it back to Timber. Timber now, on the ball. Saka to feet. Cutting inside now, being chased. Does well to pass it along to Kivior. Kivior to Rice. Rice, I think, is dead in the game. No energy left. Here's Saka. Hasn't gone back to the right. He's just trying to get on the ball anywhere in the pitch right now. Good pass one time, but it's cut out. Here's Tierney. Back to Kivior. Kivior inside to Saliba. Back to Kivior. Kivior under pressure. Plays it wide to Tierney. Tierney inside to Partey. Back to Kivior again. It's better from Arsenal. Inside to Saliba now. We're on to 1 minute left plus injury time. 2-2 at the Emirates here. Wide to Saka. Saka to Tierney. Tierney goes wide to Martinelli. It's pinged into him as well, but good first touch. Back to Kivior. Arsenal playing with one wing currently. They have tried this left side about 4 times in a row. Here's Saliba. Over to Timber. Space on the right for one area. He can turn. One to beat. Cuts inside. Looking for a pass. Still dribbling. Keeps possession to Tierney. Tierney now. Has to go back. Kivior. Back to Tierney. It's too slow from Arsenal here. Over the top. I think Martinelli is offside. He's not. And he earns. That won't go out for a corner. Here's Rice. And that's played off of Rice. It should have been a throw-in for them, but he throws it quickly to Tierney. Tierney on his right foot to the back post. And that's easy meat and drink there for Dean Henderson. So, looks like Arsenal will get their 1000th draw of the Premier League season. There are 8 more minutes, though, to be played. I don't remember all of those injuries, but it is what it is. Maybe a winner will be found by one of these teams today. Liverpool fans wouldn't mind if it was Palace. 8 minutes though, damn. Seems like a lot. Here's Lerma. Back to Henderson. Goes long. Tierney out jumped. And the second ball won by Mateta. This is problems. And that was a simple goal. We're outnumbered in the box. Arsenal have no legs. Like, the people are tired who are playing, who haven't been subbed. Like, that's clear. The one fit man, Tierney, got out jumped. Tierney with a half-hearted jump. He's out of the play. And then here comes Arsenal into the box. And Martinelli with a selfish attempt. And now he's down. Probably just embarrassed more than anything. How did this come about? We had a throw-in. And Tierney just threw it to an offside Martinelli because you can't be offside. And why didn't he just keep running towards the goal? Why did he stop? I don't even think he was trying to shoot. It just was a missed kick. Now, if Mateta spots the reverse to Munoz, it's real problems. We're lucky to clear in the end. It was well flicked to the far post by Sarr. It would have been a goal, I think. Here's Sarr again. The tired-looking Arsenal defense. Ooh, just past Mitchell. Palace looks like they have more energy than Arsenal. They could find the winner, people. I'm telling you. The whole team looking dead. Palace look the more likely. It goes long again, and that's terrible from Henderson that time. Can't do that. Just concedes possession to Arsenal. We have played about 3 minutes of the 8. Still 2-2. Arsenal now with the ball. Here's Tierney. And Arteta trying to get Tierney to attack, but there's no bloody space. Here's Saliba to Timber. Trossard drifts out to that right side again. Wannier giving the ball with no time, space or anything. He's closed down quickly. And Henderson will clear. Palace probably thinking they'll get one more chance, And you can sense that of the two coaches, Glasner is a little bit happier. Still barking out instructions, trying to find this winner. Would love to go into Saturday with that feel-good feeling of coming from behind twice at the Emirates to get 3 points in the league. And I think even coming from behind twice to get a draw would also be welcome as well. Looks like a long throw coming up now. I think Jefferson Lerma will be tossing this one far into the box. Arsenal have to win the first ball here. A lot of leggy players. I see Rice and Gahey. He'll probably be a target for this. Gahey does well to get the first touch, but it's off him and goes out for a corner. A goal kick, sorry. Arsenal go quickly. Here's Saliba. Over to Raya. Raya back to Saliba. Timber has lots of space. I think Sarr being told to get close to Mitchell. They don't want to isolate him and Saka over there. So that gave Timber all the space in the world to go forward. Well played by Tierney that time. Finally plays a forward pass. Here's Martinelli now. He can't do the same. Has to go back to Kivior. Kivior back to Martinelli. Can Martinelli get some headway now? No. He goes central to Saliba. Saliba to Timber. Timber has Saka wide. Plays it to him. But a lot of bodies over there covering. Timber is a spearman. Now Saliba. Here's Partey. Partey goes wide to Timber. Timber to Saka. Overlap from Timber now. Doesn't use him. Here's one here on his left. Finds Kivior on his left foot. Thought about it. Here's Martinelli onto his right. To the far post. Saka tries to flick that back towards the danger area, but can only direct it out for a goal kick. And this one looks destined for a draw at this point. About a minute and a half left of stoppages now. Mateta scoring a brilliant goal. Even though it was from our doing, still needed that finish, and it was beautiful. So both goals kissing off the woodwork today for Palace. One off the post for Eze and one off the crossbar for Mateta. Wearing that bandage or that cover over his head after his fluke accident in the FA Cup. Had to miss some time after that, but looks to be back amongst the goals of late. And he should be fresh and feeling confident after his cameo today for that game on Saturday against Villa. Villa will have one more day's rest. Not ideal, but I'm sure they won't make any excuse. Partey tries to go over the top, but that line is very secure. It's really not there. That half space is covered. I have the numbers for that. We're into the last few seconds here. This one should be over any minute now. Partey on the ball. It's just been too slow from Arsenal in the second half. Once they have set up their stall, can't really get going and get through it. Waneri is free on top of the box. They're not finding him. Here's Trossard. Good feet. Good feet again. Whip to the back stick, and that's good goalkeeping. I think Timber is pretty much done as well. Can't run back. And that will pretty much be it. And this one will end 2-2. Disappointing game for the Gunners here. 2-2. Well played to Palace though. They worked hard, and I think both teams will just want to get their players in to see the doctor and the medics and make sure that they're all good. Because number one objective today, for sure, would have been to make sure that you're not getting injured, you know what I mean? But this was the game today, 2-2, it ends. Goals for Arsenal from Kivior and Trossard, goals for Crystal Palace from Eze and Mateta. Ends 2-2 at the Emirates. Stats for the game, expected goals, the edge went to Crystal Palace. Haven't had many games this season, if I'm being honest, where Arsenal did not top the expected goals. So Crystal Palace definitely good value for the point at the Emirates today. 4 big chances apiece. Both teams getting 3 in that second half as the game got more stretched and the legs started to go a bit. They had 3 more shots than the Gunners today in the game. Both keepers made 2 saves. They had a lot more tackles than us in the game. Shots on target, Arsenal had the edge there, 6-4. Let's see. Big chances missed. All 4 of them missed by Crystal Palace. Arsenal missing 3 of their 4. Then when you look at the entries, Arsenal did dominate that side of things, 65-41. But Crystal Palace doing more with those entries, creating some good chances. And they will feel like they could have easily had more goals. We had 2 errors that led to shots, one leading to the goal, that Mateta equalizer. Exquisite finish from Mateta. But that basically is the story as far as the stats go in the game. Look, this game basically played in second gear. Big picture, what that does is just makes it a little bit more challenging to stave off these number of teams that aren't too far off from the second place. We are now 10 points from 7th. So I don't think it can get any worse than that before the season is over. But I mean, realistically, if we continue in the Champions League, we're going to play this game every week of who do we rest, who do we play. And you saw today, he went strong and we still drop points. So, it is what it is in the Premier League right now. I thought maybe with one eye on Saturday, we'd be able to roll over Palace, but clearly, that wasn't the case. So, Crystal Palace, fair play to you guys. Came into the Emirates, didn't play with any fear. You pressed us. You didn't sit back and show us all this respect. And I think for that reason, you caused some of the mistakes we made, and one of them led to a goal as well. So kudos to you. For me, I don't think that this was Rice's best game. I thought he looked leggy from even in the first half. Odegaard got good stats. I think part of that is because he got the assist. I feel like he was a bit off the pace as well. Just not enough incision. Just too reliant on recycling possession. Not enough drive. Rice being tired. We missed his drive from midfield. Partey I thought was okay, decent enough. Trossard, really good when he was able to drift wide on either side, but through the middle he struggled. To keep up with the physicality of especially Guehi and Lacroix whenever he was matched up with them. Sterling was basically a waste of time starting. Looking back, maybe just start one area and done over there. But look, Raya was poor today, must be said. That his distribution was not good. And he just, overall just didn't look settled in the game. Had one good save from a corner from Guehi, that has to be said. But I just wasn't his best performance. But look, at the end of the day, people, we knew going into this that the race for the Premier League title is pretty much done. So that, that doesn't really change anything there. But I did say that Arsenal, when people were saying, why don't he play all the kids and all this? I was like, look, before you know it, people, them 6-7-5 team you win next week and we still not get no more points. Them gone 62 and it's a chance that we fall even out of the top 5. So look, I just feel like we need to still try to get the points when we can. And if man play and get injured, then I just say it go. We can't not play people because we're afraid of injuries. I just don't think that makes sense. You have to play them. They have to stay much sharp. So go ahead and play them. But there you see it, people. The form leading into the end of this season in the league has been not good enough. We're up to 13 draws for the season. I think only Everton have more draws than us in this Premier League campaign. And that's 3 draws in our last 5. So yes, we're not losing, but people, too many draws for me this season. Just imagine, 6 of those draws are wins, and we're literally right there. So, it is what it is. We have not done well enough this season, that is for sure. When you look at relative to the last couple of seasons, how many points we had at this stage, you'll see that we're a good 10 points, 10 to 7 points off the pace. So, yes, there has been a regression. There were a lot of factors that would have caused that, but at the end of the day, a regression is a regression. So you can't really, go around the truth. But people, it was my pleasure to bring you guys this content today. Definitely enjoyed it. Bro, man, vex. This all caused by Arteta. How this caused by Arteta, Skull? Come on, man. People just want to blame Arteta for every damn thing. What Arteta do now? Him should have sub off people faster or what? Because I never like when a coach concede and you see him make 2 subs. That simply means he must thinking about those damn subs and just never do them. But I can't put it all down to them, man. The man, the man have to stop give a goal. Arteta cannot go on the field and make sure Saliba don't pass the ball to Odegaard like that when him under pressure. Him can't do that. Him can't go up on the field and do that. Make sub faster. All right. But we spoke about the subs in a Red Skull. When I talk about the team, I'm going to look on the team today. I'm going to say to myself, well, I don't really know how I'm going to freshen up the areas where I really need the freshening, because to me, the midfield, it look tired. But we don't have no Georgie, we don't have no Marino. So him never make no sub in a midfield. One sub him have for midfield, one area where can come on for him, and he made that sub late. He probably never want to take off Odegaard at all. But then when him see him need a goal, him know say Odegaard not giving him no attacking, so him better bring on one area who can make a moment, right? And then, I don't know why Zinchenko never come on today. I'm not sure why. I mean, he's been playing midfield in the league and doing decent, so I don't know why he never get a chance today. He could have come on for Rice, because to me, Rice did boss. And he would have to play the kids, which him probably say, yo, man, nah, just run on the kids just because them did it. If them not deserve to play or whatever, I don't know, brother. But me now put that one upon him because the options to sub on were not there. I thought where we needed the sub was in the back line. Timber was tired and Skelly was tired. So I don't know why it takes so long to take off Skelly. But when you look at the actual moment of the goal, it was these two idiots doing foolishness, Saliba and Odegaard. And I can't even blame Odegaard because him give the man the ball back with ample time. Saliba was under pressure, so him just have Raya for pass to, and him try give back a man with under pressure. So yeah, Saliba just make a mistake again, bro. Brother, the man don't have no players when the game's going bad. What are you talking about? What him was supposed to do with the players him have? Him start Sterling, take him off, bring on Saka. Him do have no forward sub of note. What him could have do? Him bring on one here who could have played up front for Martinelli or one of them, but him take off Odegaard for that. Him have Zinchenko up on the bench. I mean, you really say Zinchenko would have changed the game? Like, what players on the bench it was going to turn to that was going to do anything? Him never use Zinchenko. That's the only person on the bench where him could have used. Where Zinchenko would have come and come do? And who him would have come on for? Who would have make we don't lose the game or don't draw the game? But who is he going to sub, bro? You just want the man sub. Then if him bring on the kids them and them lose, you're going to say, yo, you can't just bring on all of the kids them one time. So it's a reactionary thing, bro. But analyze what them actually have. What players were on the bench that never play that would have prevented that goal we concede from scoring? Marino would have come on if he was there. He wasn't there. Calafiori would have come on if he was there. He wasn't there. Jorginho would have come on in midfield, but he wasn't there. And those were the areas where we needed to make the sub. Trossard and Martinelli could have stayed on. There was no need to change one of them. But Rice been tired. I've been told you that. But he don't have no midfield sub. Clearly, he never want to bring on Zinchenko to play the sub. For whatever reason. I would have bring on Zinchenko. If PSG score early, it's not the end of the world. Because he's not going to make subs in the first half anyway. So what's the difference? Let them score like in the 75th minute and we need to make subs to like influence, then yeah, that could be an issue. Because based on the fitness levels of the players, we're not going to have the subs to make. The same changes after the goal could be earlier. Yeah, but them, all right. You said them two sub there. So Tierney and Nwaneri, right? I still say, bro, the man never have the subs in the areas where we did need the subs. Because we needed Rice to come off. He was tired. And he didn't want to bring on Zinchenko for him. He didn't even come on. The subs he made, which was Nwaneri for Odegaard and Tierney for Skelly, that would have had no influence in the concession of the goal. That's all I'm saying. Yo, the man just did try to close him eye and get over the line, bro, without too much things going on. But we made a mistake and gave them a damn goal. Yo, them geet where because them do some foolishness. Yeah, PSG have 3 solid bench players. Zaire Emery, Due or Barcola, depending on who start, and the Korean brother. But after that, them not have no bag of quality. But anyway, people, Julie have training in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to go change and take her to training. Big up to all the massive who tune in today. Really do appreciate it. More drop points. That's 13 draws now on the season. So yeah, we are the draw kings for this Premier League season. Almost. Just Everton gone more than we. But we have 4 more games can pass them. So maybe we can win that trophy. Yeah, I was saying it for a while too, but I also was being realistic and looking at the bench and saying we don't really have the players. Like it looks like we can change the two fullback them, but we only have one can change. I was saying from the first half, Rice looked tired, but he never trusts Zinchenko, brother. So I don't know. I guess he never want to go one area and Odegaard with party. You know, he want to keep one a little more defensive. You know, I guess. But the Jorginho Marino being out, that killed me, brother. Them two, both of them man, they would have forward in this game if they were fit, and they weren't. So I think that's what the problem was. Him never like if you're gonna have the kid on the bench, the Francis kid, the Irish kid, and the Goa them, give them a chance then, cause they were the players to play those positions. But clearly, he never trust them. But anyway, people, big up on yourself, and I'm going about my business. Arsenal dropped 2 points again. Look, normally I'd be more upset, but to be honest, the league was being done, people. So it is what it is. Main thing, we're gonna look at the press conference after the game, make sure nobody not injured, and we're gonna check both Pan Marino and Ben White. Cause we want all people that are at least fit lately to be fit for the two legs. So Ben White and Marino, we're gonna look out for them news and make sure nobody from that game here out, right? But anyway, people, big up and thanks again. Thanks for tuning in, people. Remember, on the way out, if you haven't already, smash the like button, drop a comment in the form of a super chat to show some big love. And don't know until we return tomorrow. The next time you see me, people, I will be doing some Jamaican content. We're going to talk about the latest happenings with some of the Reggae Boys players. We see that we have added some friendly as well with the women's team. So we'll talk about that briefly as well in the show. And also, we're going to do a deep dive into the form of some of the players that are applying their trade around Europe, people. So look forward to a nice fact-finding mission where we look at how the players that we might want to use in this crucial summer window for the Reggae Boys have done so far this season in their competitions. All right, people. So big up on yourself. Thanks again for the support. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And even though I'm a vex, people, it's always, come on, you Gooners.